Dropshipping is a cost-effective method for startup business owners to sell products without a lot of overhead because no inventory is required. Additionally, it avoids being stuck with unsold inventory. Here are the first 6 steps to starting a dropshipping company. It's the iBiz YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. 1. Select a business concept. A business concept outlines your products and target market. Because there are so many options available with dropshipping, you should start with a small selection of goods that you believe will actually appeal to a particular market. You might create a business plan that states, for instance, that you'll sell graphic t-shirts to skateboarders. The t-shirts will have particular designs that appeal to this group of people and be of the same caliber and fashion as those worn by skateboarders. Spending some time on this is essential because the concept serves as the cornerstone for the goods you sell, the design of your website, and your marketing. It's important to keep in mind, though, that because setting up a dropshipping product line is relatively inexpensive, you have the flexibility to make changes if you feel you made a mistake or your interest in the product changes. 2. Source products. A business idea does not ensure that you will be able to obtain the goods needed to cater to your target market. Spend some time researching products before you create a website. To find the best wholesale price for the product, look for several distributors who sell the same items. Among the most well-known marketplaces are Salehu, AliExpress, Doba, Megagoods, Worldwide Brands, Wholesale Central. You could look for print-on-demand books, furniture, or clothing. Custom graphics are printed by print-on-demand clothing companies onto a variety of clothing types and brands, such as t-shirts, socks, and jackets. Select a product that appeals to you, has a healthy profit margin, and looks good in the website images. In order to help you choose products that are more likely to sell because there is already a market for them, many of these suppliers also provide statistics of popular items. 3. Select suppliers. Once you've identified the goods you want to sell, it's time to decide which supplier will be responsible for sending the goods to your customers. When selecting a supplier, keep the following in mind. Quality. Select a vendor who offers the standard of excellence you want your business to uphold. One business strategy is to charge more for products of higher caliber. This is in contrast to selling products at a discount that might not be of the highest quality. Which position do you want to take? Profitability. You ought to be able to sell the item for a profit that is reasonable. In your calculations, take shipping and transaction costs into account. The majority of dropshippers aim for profit margins of 15 to 20%. Of course, it's great if you can produce higher profit margins. Reliability. You want to select a supplier who sends goods promptly and charges reasonable shipping fees and transit times. You must decide whether you want your customers to wait for products because many of your suppliers are in other countries. Additionally, you need a supplier who actually keeps a product in stock because it is frustrating for both you and your customer to have an unfulfilled order. The best way to determine a supplier's dependability is to order a few items from them and observe the ordering procedure. Return policy. Find a vendor that provides a return policy if at all possible. Many don't, so before making any commitments, you should confirm this. Based on what the supplier provides, you need to consider how you will phrase your own return policies. Because they typically have a better selection of products with dependable suppliers, online marketplaces are used by the majority of dropshippers. If you have a specific product in mind, you may be able to locate a direct source supplier. Finding out who is selling the manufacturer's goods through distribution takes some additional work, and eligibility requirements frequently include making a minimum number of sales each month. 4. Build an online store. To sell your goods, you must create an online store. An online store is a website that is created to assist you in attractively displaying the goods you have for sale, and that has the shopping carts required to handle the transactional processes. For a novice, building the store can be challenging. There are a few moving parts, which is the cause, where you'll need to build a website, an online content management system like Squarespace, Shopify, or WordPress, web hosting with a domain name, integrations with the dropshippers you've selected, an integrated payment gateway for online payments. The most effective e-commerce sites automate the sale of the product along with the supplier order. If this process isn't automated, you'll have to manually enter orders every day, which is time-consuming and prone to mistakes. One of the top platforms for those starting a dropshipping business is Shopify. It's not the only choice, though, so finding out more about the top e-commerce platforms is worthwhile. Additionally, you might want to think about marketing your goods on other websites like Etsy, Amazon, or even social media. Generally speaking, multi-channel selling is a good idea because it increases your company's visibility and sales. If you have the capacity to manage several selling channels, that is. 5. Register your business. The business must be established as a separate legal entity from your personal assets. This entails coming up with a name and applying to your Secretary of State for an LLC or corporation. Following the successful completion of your online application, the IRS will issue you a tax identification number. Open a bank account that is connected to your payment gateway using this TIN number. All deposits will be made to this bank account, which will also be used to cover the costs of the business, such as web hosting and upkeep. Additionally, when a product is ordered, it will be the account that pays the supplier. The state tax office should also issue you a sales tax ID, also known as a reseller's permit. The majority of states demand that you pay sales tax on purchases. Sales taxes may also be required of you in the states where you sell your goods. 6. Market your business. You cannot simply create a website and anticipate that thousands of people will visit it. The new company needs to be promoted. Because it is online, you are more likely to spread the word about it than you would with other companies in your neighborhood. Sign up for social media groups that are pertinent to your company, then start contributing in a useful way. Instead of just trying to sell something, assist customers with any queries they might have. Become an authority in the area to be considered a resource. Through this, customers will find your business. Dedicated business pages should be created on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and other social media sites. Post frequently about new releases, specials, or practical advice for your target market. You might want to spend money on real ads and sales in addition to your social media marketing efforts. You can run Facebook ads that target particular demographics on a small budget. Consider beginning an advertising campaign with a $10 daily budget to increase traffic to your online store. You can use search engine optimization strategies to write a blog that makes it easier for customers to find you. The secret to getting enough eyes on their store to convert to customers for many new e-commerce stores is to implement a little bit of each of these marketing strategies. Test products to determine customer interest. Dropshipping has the advantage of allowing you to test out new products to see if there is a market for them. This is simple to do and won't set you back much money or time beyond the time it takes to update your store and promote a new item. Work with your suppliers to identify any new products that may fit your target market. Then decide to launch one product at a time. Create a marketing budget for the product if you have strong feelings about it. Launch an online ad campaign specifically for the new product and monitor its performance there against the rest of your offerings. Dropshippers ought to regularly test out new goods. This encourages repeat sales from loyal customers who already know and trust your brand. It should be a part of your ongoing business development because it is simple and inexpensive to complete. Bottom line, using marketplace suppliers and pre-built websites, just about anyone can start a dropshipping business. With the right line of products that appeal to a particular market, you can quickly start to transform a side gig into your primary job with little initial overhead. For as little as $100, you can start your own business and expand from there.